B-Bad and Brandon.
These two boys the question, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, what question?
I feel like we should have prepped Z more.
No, I think you just put him on the spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a really bad idea. I'm just saying. I'm going to be honest with you. It's like a very terrible idea. It's a really bad idea to put me on the spot.
What's the question?
It's just
Let's ask the meal.
All right,
questions
so
of the questions.
no, the first question. The
Oh, there's
21,
plenty more questions later. Don't worry about that.
21 words, Z.
we go.
Oh, it was coming.
21. Yeah, see, he did his research.
But I didn't plan to answer
that's-
the question.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go
That would have
first.
been cheating.
You go first.
No, you
Z's
go
first.
first.
I
Z.
know there's 21 words. I don't know what the actual question is.
21 words, who you are, what you do, Z.
21 words.
Yeah. Ready? You ready?
Hang on, what was it?
Who you are
Who I am.
and what you do.
What I do.
That's correct, yes.
In 21 words.
In 21 words.
Okay.
Starting
One.
Every sound counts
Every
from
sound counts now.
when we-
You said okay.
Yeah. So you got 20 words. This is so mean.
No, it's good. It's good for you.
I'm Zoran Jankovski.
How many was that?
That's 21 lives. Got it.
I'm Zoran Jankovski. I'm a remedial massage therapist. I've been training for about 6-7 years, and I'm a student at Osteo.
Oof.
Ooh.
You lift out like Olympic weightlifter.
Oh yes, I'm an Olympic weightlifter as well.
No, you've gone over now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damir, your turn.
Damir, 21 words, who you are, what you do, and shoot.
My name is Damir.
Good start.
I'm a personal trainer, specialised in corporate health facilitation.
Fuck. That's 15. 6 words.
And 4th year Chiro student.
Ah.
Boom!
Zagreb.
That wasn't bad.
Boom is 21.
Would you like to just tell the people who you are, G?
Everyone knows who I am. I am the greatest.
Oh.
Less than 21.
How many times did you squat 1,000?
I only need 3.
How many times did you squat 1,000?
Twice, baby.
I figured we get that out of the way
I'll
early.
usually get in like 4 months.
Ooh.
With a bit more?
Yeah, with little sneaky little.
With a wrap or bare knees?
Nah, fuck. Ben needs 1,000 would be really hard.
Yeah.
Nah, I like, no whatever lie. Once we hit 400, I was like, the weight begins to get intimidating. Not from a strength perspective, because mentally and physically, I was like, I could squat this. It's just like joint integrity. I'm like, whoa, this is a lot.
Yeah, it was.
I need some things on it.
Yeah, I don't know how. And I think about like the Don, and I'm like, how the hell did he squat 425 or 420, whatever it was?
Yeah,
And
right.
just a belt, like, bro,
That's insane, hey?
insane.
I'm trying to quickly just dial down the audio there.
Oh, look, what a view for our
Yeah.
players at home there.
This is the only fan special.
$5 a month subscription. Get on it.
What, bro? It's a tight squeeze with you lot here.
4 months, pro rule.
No.
Something
I
else.
just need to, I need to get myself back into shape.
Yep.
So that's what this entire process is. It's just me getting back into shape, me working on weaknesses as we always are, and then it's just I need to practice with reps because I think it's really important to be putting yourself in a competitive environment, particularly because I've had 2 years off or 2.5 years off.
Do
So,
you mean 2 years and a bit off wraps?
off competing.
Yeah, right.
So I just need to get myself in competition shape, and in the process of reps and that timing and things like that. Then once I hit that, cool, we're good. Then we'll go pick a comp.
Gotta
Yeah.
find something that works.
Yeah.
So you,
Johnny knows.
when you're going to move to Queensland, you're going to compete in Queensland.
When you have a comp big enough that's going to pay me enough.
How much you need?
Me and Johnny are obviously the business people here. We'll talk about this after.
Wow.
Since Brandon won't pay for my chef.
Won't even feed you.
I know. What a pig dog.
God damn.
Johnny is in agreement with the rest of the population that I should be fed and have a personal chef.
Bro, if you just stayed at my parents, they would have fed you.
Do you really think that you'd let me stay at your parents? Don't say yes. You would do that just for the camera.
I would. I come home, all my stuff's just like
Yeah,
all the photos are gone.
It's just cheese on the wall.
It's just a picture of you with my head on it.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
That's the stuff.
Darkness, my old friend.
Different topic, but I had my first shot of tea in like
Green tea.
we'll say green tea,
Yeah,
in like
That's
8-9 months,
yeah.
and that song played in my head.
Well done. Why? What was it the end of?
No, it's like it was my, it's like you look and you're like, hello, dark.
Oh.
Is that why you've been so touchy-feely since the moment I sat down?
That and the obvious attraction between us. Can't control myself.
Yeah.
Hey, only human.
Exactly. Only fans, only human. You know that.
The most beautiful super heavyweight rolling around. Is that too early to take that title?
Ooh. Can't say it in front of G, but yes.
So you three trio are up here for the epic weekend. You guys are pumped for that?
Yeah, very pumped.
Do you know what you're talking about yet, G?
No.
The no plan.
No.
Got a little bit of rice or something. Hopefully it's rice. Nothing else that's white and creamy looking.
It's just attached and just.
It's gone. It's gone.
What's the prep work for your chat tomorrow?
Here's the thing, right?
You sit in the chair and
I was
laugh it?
thinking about it, and I was like, it literally got to. When did we leave? Thursday. It literally got to
morning.
Wednesday morning, and I was walking with Z as we do without Damir every morning because he's not committed. And I was literally like, what was it, 7 o'clock in the morning? I was
Pause. My coach injured me in my first week of pro rock prep.
And who was
That's
your
why I'm
coach?
not walking.
like, the prettiest super ever got hurt himself on 250 kilos. We won't talk about
First
that.
week in reps.
First week in reps.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
think we squatting 230.
Yeah.
No, 250.
230 prior.
For eights.
Exactly, and you hurt yourself on
We
250.
paused 250 in sleeves. 6 by 3.
You see my issue now. It's like,
You see my
why?
issue.
What's wrong with your body? Where was I? And I had
Wednesday
no
morning.
idea. I had no idea. To be honest, I was just like, I don't really know exactly how to communicate this. I need to find a way to make it relatable to for people that I'm assuming that are going to be there. And if I could do that, that's a win.
And what do you mean? So, when you say you need to find a way to be relatable,
Yeah.
are you saying your topic or just you yourself?
Well, the topic is relatable, but I think that, whenever you put yourself in a challenging environment, you put yourself in the deep end, the first thing you do is you try to search out for help. And that's what I did. I sort of just went straight out for help, but I felt like the media help wasn't directed and wasn't exactly useful for us. It's
Right.
useful. It's real sort of general. I felt it was quite general and sort of wishy-washy, so it wasn't directly, therefore not as relatable. So I was trying to find ways to make it really relatable directly for your people, our people.
Now, last time you came up, you Johnny, you're obviously there, and you put me on the spot. Still haven't forgiven you. But
Again, unprepared. But I literally came to that conclusion on the plane. I was like, I'm going to do this. This is going to be great. And it was pretty good.
yeah, but
Well,
because
Thank you.
I think you're a great storyteller. Would you not just leverage that?
That's exactly what I said.
Because you've got stories.
Yes, I've got stories. And I will tell stories. And it will be story time. But so long as I'm telling these stories and it's relatable for the people that are being involved, that are listening, and they can use that, that's a win for me. Because there's no point in just telling not wishy-washy, but experiences where that I just obviously, tell the story of like, oh, I overcame this adversity, we did great. Like, who cares? Make it relatable to me. Make me feel like I'm a part of this. That's what I'm trying to convey.
Right. I like that.
During our strategy meeting this morning over breakfast,
over three doubles.
they still didn't get
They
right.
still didn't
By the
get
way,
right.
what's with Queensland not knowing what a magic coffee is?
What's a magic coffee?
There.
Oh wow!
You
It's
saw?
Do you know what a
I
magic?
ordered one yesterday.
It's a weak latte.
That's a weird.
weak latte.
It's not a weak latte. It's got a double shot of
Espresso.
ristretto.
Nope.
That's the straw.
So it's a double shot of the first 50 ml of ristretto with milk, right? About 3/4 milk. The milk is real creamy though.
So it's a double shot of half a shot with milk.
So it's a full shot.
So one shot.
One shot.
15 ml, whatever the fuck that is.
One shot.
One shot of ristretto equals 15 ml times 2 plus milk.
So one shot, one opportunity.
One M&M.
Yeah.
Is it strong?
Strong enough for me. I had 3 of them this morning. They still got it wrong. So I'm super caffeinated.
You look super
I
caffeinated.
can see sound right now. Bro.
It's tasty. But you just call it that down south. Magic coffee.
Magic. It's just a magic. Everyone knows what it is.
Yeah, right.
Magic with an equal. Like cafes know when someone orders a magic with an equal. Like for example, if it's my clients, the girl with the receipt will be like, "Oh, that's for D."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Man, we need to spend more time in Melbourne.
The coffee culture here is actually was really
It's picked
impressed.
up. Yeah.
I was really impressed.
It's
You guys got to go industry bean.
Industry being whereabouts?
Newstead.
Oh, okay, fancy.
Yeah.
It's near you guys.
Yeah, it's near where you guys
Is it
are.
near where we had coffee the other day? Because there's a few really nice cafes that I saw. I'm like,
There's Passport near the gym I can take you to after this, actually. That's pretty good. That's very, like, high-end, bougie.
yeah.
Good coffee, though. You can pay, like, $20 for a good cup of
Well, there's a friend of mine owns a cafe. And I say this friend, I mean acquaintance of mine owns a cafe in Furniture Gully in Victoria. And he has coffee beans and the way that they make it and things like that. It's $100 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Obscene.
It's
Fun.
good.
Hey, we're not balling out of control yet.
You don't
We're
get
getting there. I know.
Where's the cost one?
Here's discount, $99. Tell your friends.
Wait.
Plus GST 109.
They're my people. They're Malaysian. I get it. So like, they're not going to give me this.
Isn't it?
I tell
It's
everyone
more.
you're a millionaire.
Yeah, well, stop.
Everyone believes it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, you can go to Kick Gloves on the way home.
Kick Gloves is good. Kick Gloves is very good. They drove themselves, though.
Oh, Kick
Yeah.
Gloves just up the road from me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Red
But so Passport, they do like $20 coffees, which apparently in Melbourne, they're worth like $90. Same coffee.
Right.
But it's like filtered, super nice. They do a coffee tasting where you can try like 4 different coffees. The first one you taste is like the best coffee you've ever tasted. And then by the 4th one, you're like, that first coffee was shit.
This is the best coffee I've ever
Oh,
tasted
yeah.
before.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Have you done that yet?
I have another taste. I have another tasting.
Oh, we should do that.
And they got coffee in a goon bag too. Hey.
Yeah, cold brew in a goon
Cold
bag,
brew.
bro.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
well, we're in Greenbank. That's a little different.
Yeah, it's just a
Awesome.
goon bag.
Yeah. And I
It's
like,
coffee, I swear.
I like the sparkling from Industry.
Oh,
They
yeah,
do
yeah.
Sparkling cold brew.
Hey.
Yeah. That's exceptional.
Yeah, coffee's gone a bit crazy though. Like,
Would be fun.
yeah, like I think we were trying to talk about it at dinner last night. There's a point where there's like you've gone too far with things,
Yeah.
and I think coffee's at that point now where it's like, you know, there's some days I'm sorry, Passport, if you're listening, but like I avoid it because I just want a consistent coffee that's going to wake me up and just kick me in the dick and let's go.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to taste blueberries and caramel and everything like that at the end of my.
Just give me the coffee.
Just give me the cafe.
Macca's drive through.
I was going to say that's why Johnny's my boy.
Bro, I just went to Macca's
Oh.
on the way here.
Not invite.
Bro, no.
No,
This guy,
Help me. Help me.
this guy has been not cheating on his diet all weekend.
Yeah.
And then it has a go at me for going to Macca's. What
I get
a,
to have a go at you for going to Macca's. I didn't get to smell it.
it's in my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got the,
But-
have you got
pretty
the
sure
wrapper
bread roll
still?
last
I do have the wrappers still if you want to smell them.
Pretty sure I had a bread roll last night. Saw that.
He did have a bread roll last
I
night.
did. It was good.
Not on the plan?
Oh, yeah.
Not on the plan, but I missed a carb meal. And it was the potato was really small potato. So I was like, just
We,
Justification, but
I-
Station.
Huh?
Just to switch in.
Yeah, I was a meal. I lost a meal yesterday, so
I took the boys for their first Brecky Creek experience.
Oh, nice. Steaks?
Steaks.
beautiful, beautiful.
Z, what did you think? You
They
haven't
should,
said
they
much.
should sponsor your podcast.
Fuck yeah, they should. We just need
Please.
a steak.
especially that we've got a
Just
group.
one.
Especially that we've got a group dinner tonight.
We do have a dinner tonight there again.
Allegedly.
Yes,
That'd be nice.
it will be. I got a message Pegler actually.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Give him a call after.
I will give him a
I
call.
was talking to him before.
Yeah. How is he?
He's lovely. Yeah, he's quite lovely. He was working.
So what's on the year for you? Because you guys go back to.
Yeah, well, we're back at uni. We're both in 4th year now, so we're both in clinic as well, which is awesome. So at RMIT, we've got a student clinic, like a student health clinic, which has Chinese medicine practitioners, chiros and osteos, and then we'll be treating out of there for the next 2 years.
So you guys at the same uni as well.
Yes, we do.
Same uni, yeah.
Yeah.
that's
nah.
cute.
Yeah, so which is good.
Is that
And
how
you
you
got a
guys-
treat out of there, just like random people off the street.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, so students, locals, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's obviously discounted because we're students, so it's
Yeah.
under supervision by qualified teachers, practitioners, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah,
Looking forward to
it'll
it.
be
You imagine you get a mixed bag walk through those doors then too.
Yeah, which is going to be really good for our experience.
Yep.
So generally, like the clients that I see as a remedial massage therapist are just like around the 20 to 45-year-olds.
Yep.
So it'll be really good to get like the 45 plus to
Yep.
see how, like, I guess the treatment plan will change in regards to how we treat them.
Yep.
So yeah, especially like, you know, when you get the older people around the 50 plus.
Whoa.
It's not 50s,
No,
no.
no, no,
G's
I'm
almost
saying-
50.
Older. That don't.
I'm pretty sure Johnny's the oldest here.
No.
How old are you, Johnny?
Yeah, I am.
Hey, you don't know that.
You don't know how old I am.
No, you
How
don't.
old I am?
I'm Benjamin.
I'm taking some guesses.
I'm the Croatian Benjamin Button.
Wait, you're 40 this year? Yeah, how?
39.
I win. I don't want to.
It's not a winning one.
That's not,
But then
I'm a
again,
Masters
my
athlete.
birthday could be made up.
All those masters rings.
Sorry, cut you off, but yeah.
no, that's all right. Yeah, so in regards to like treating the older clients, it'll be interesting to see like, you know, incorporating strength and conditioning for those clients, like for like I said, the 50 plus, to see how that will change them and their movement and gaining muscle as they get older.
Because you've been in massage therapist for what, 7 years now?
yeah.
Sorry.
Massive.
That's all right. Yeah.
But we're all close contacts right now.
Oh, fuck.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Have you had clinic placements before?
I've had observations, not clinic placements.
Because the
Spicy
industry
cough.
down there is a spicy cough. I'm so sorry, guys.
You're choking on the cheeseburger. You didn't.
Had to
know
let
that.
it
Swap.
back.
Cheers. Swap.
I actually
Let
got
us back into Victoria. Not.
because the chiro and osteo industry profession down in Melbourne is a lot more recognised than it is up here. In a way that a lot more people are aware of it and of its benefits.
Mm.
Would you agree with that?
I'm not sure.
Well, I can't speak on behalf of Queensland, but
Yeah.
You don't need much osteos.
there's a
big.
big gap between people that go to chiros and then the ones that don't believe in it, that think it's hocus pocus,
Yeah. There
and
is.
that's due to the lack of education.
Yeah,
It's one or the other, isn't it?
People don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All
one or
in
the
or
other.
all out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yep.
And where does osteo sit?
Well, I feel like it's a bit more of a holistical approach, as in we integrate with like adjustment, the soft tissue therapy, and then also the rehab part of it.
Yeah,
as
right.
well.
So you're all kind of like take care of all bases of the body.
Yeah,
You're
but,
not just looking at the skeletal system.
but in saying that, an allied health practitioner I feel should be more of a holistical approach, like where the client doesn't depend on the practitioner, but then it's also case by case related. Some clients need more attention, and more appointments, maybe a little bit more often.
Do you feel then? Okay, let's take chiro, which people predominantly think as a skeletal-based profession.
Mm.
Do
It's
you-
restoring nerve function actually
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
due to subluxation.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so that's basically what it is. So the subluxation is obviously things that are out of alignment, and it's very minute, it's minimal, and that might interfere with pathways of the nervous system,
Yeah.
which
Right.
interferes with the way, I mean, it's different types of tests and stuff like that, but interferes with the way your brain fires messages to your muscle, where the way your muscle will react, that sort of stuff. So by restoring the functionality of a joint, it will disturb nerve flow, and therefore the pathways are more consistent.
Yeah. Right.
So that's what it is. So we're not cracking joints for the sake of cracking joints.
Yeah.
It's restoring central nervous function, right? And with that, we allow the body to go and heal itself.
Right.
So it's innate intelligence. So you restore function in the joint, which results in nerve flow. You let the body go away, do its thing, and reassess down the track.
It's very interesting that, like, I agree with you in the sense that allied health should be trained in, I guess, multiple facets of allied health, so to call it. So they should have some physio experience, chiro experience. I don't know.
But we do though, because I studied chiro for 3 years, and we did do a year of rehab
Right.
units, 2 units we did of rehab. So we are, but then when you go get treated by a chiro, not saying all
the
chiros.
method. It's a different method approach.
Yes,
Again,
that's
it's
right.
going to be
It's different.
once you graduate, you find your own path,
Ex-
depending
yes.
on your demographic,
Yes.
depending on
Yeah.
what you're going to
Yeah.
do. But in the first 3 years, osteo students, chiro students, Chinese med students, we all study a lot of major subjects together, and then the difference between our courses is obviously you'll go and do Osteo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So that's where we specialize in our field. I'll go and do Chiro 1, 2, 3. And a lot of the stuff crosses over, right?
Yeah, right.
But then you diversify as you get deeper into the course.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they teach us setting up adjustments. So we're not technically allowed to adjust people. So there's no thrusting, but taking people into setup. So depending on what the subluxation is or the whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas you guys look at more.
We do the cavitation during our. So the crack is called the cavitation.
Yeah.
Right.
So in our in Melbourne, during our practical exam, the clinician or the assessor has to hear that cavitation, that pop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So there must. Yeah. So we get three areas to adjust, and there must be one cavitation.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
you did this last semester. This was your.
Last year and for last year.
Right,
Last
okay.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
So
you
that's
get to
why
choose
I'm.
the person?
I know.
It's just random.
It's just
eh?
random, yeah. So like when people try and do like a thoracic on me, like a thoracic adjustment, they can't like get around me and pull me. So it's very it's really
Yeah, I
hard.
can't imagine adjusting you blokes would be easy.
Depends.
Yeah.
You got to. It's not about being strong. It's about putting the joint into a position and tension
Yeah.
where HVLA, so high velocity low amplitude thrust, so it's a short thrust, will just click it back into place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's really specific.
Yeah.
It is.
And my thing is, I got to be super gentle because people look at me and they're like, "Fuck, this guy's gonna break me."
Yeah.
Right? So like,
You're
I
huge.
pet my clients and I speak to them nicely. I talk
Yeah.
to their body and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
which might be an issue down the track. I'm kidding.
I wasn't sure what route you were taking because, like,
When I say my clients, it's Zoran and Gawain.
Then you talk to their body.
Court pending.
Yeah.
Court is
Yeah.
pending.
What, I was gonna say, what's it like doing your first ever adjustment on a human?
oh, that was gonna be scary.
It's gonna be big.
Yeah.
The cervical stuff, so the neck stuff, is
Yeah.
probably the scariest stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not that dangerous if you know your biomechanics and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
the
Can you
thing.
get like a plastic dummy to give it a quick? make
We
it-
do have so for our practical exam last year, for anything that was cervical, they actually had like a head and a neck set up on the thing. So you literally just had to show the setup. It doesn't replicate at all real life situations.
Yep.
But I think it's from past experience with students that probably took the joint into tension too much, and
Yeah.
the more you get adjusted, if you don't need the adjustment, the more instability you're causing in those joints because you're constantly smashing the same joint.
Yeah.
So self-manipulation, self-cracking is bad. A lot of people crack their own backs and stuff like that.
That's bad.
Yeah, you're constantly smashing the same joint. So you're creating instability by taking it into constantly,
I thought you were just giving up a good old sharkers there.
No, so that's what we use as a reference for our vertebrae. So that's your vertebrae. That's your spinous process.
just walking around the campus all the time.
It's fucking funny. You watch people in exams, and because you'll get a listing, right? So it might be like
Sorry, bro.
No, you're right.
so it might be like a posterior left inferior, right? So people are like, okay, so that's my spinous plate. It's gone back. It's gone left. It's gone inferior. So I have to bring it back here. And like people are sitting there doing these ones, and they're just like, stop doing that shit. Just set it up. Like show me. You know it. Yeah. Or with the hips, you've got like PSISs, and it's like.
I encourage everyone just to watch that demonstration on the YouTube. That's too good.
And who do you want to work with as clients? What's well, you don't know yet.
I want to make it more acceptable in the strength community.
Because you're both coaches as well.
Yeah.
You do a bit of coaching, hey?
A little bit of coaching, yes, yeah.
In the Olympic
yeah.
powerlifting or Olympic or just general?
Just strength, yeah. So I do coach like like 2 Irish dancers.
Oh, mad.
Yeah. So like a boxer as well. So just a couple, yeah.
We're going to throw up some of your boxing clips in this episode too.
Yeah, get Damir's head right there. And
Do
then
a
play on
live
this side.
Wouldn't mind seeing some Irish dancing though as well.
Yeah.
If that's an option.
I do the Macedonian traditional.
Probably dance.
After that tonight, there'll be a few of these ones and a few Maso folk dances.
That is hilarious.
And your role as a coach, bro? At the moment,
Sober?
you're still doing some coaching.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm getting more and more. So the idea for me, though, is to filter out the ones that I can manage, because I won't just take on someone who's really new to the sport. It's not my wheelhouse. I want to take someone like a Damir, who has been with other coaches who are reputable coaches and hasn't performed optimally for many comps, and I want to show him that there's a different way to do things and get the most out of him, and that's the same for every single one of my lifters. So a little bit different. Like, I want to work with guys or women that are struggling and just stuck. Like, I don't know what to do from here. I've tried this. Let me show you. That's the difference for myself.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting using me as an example, because he's been watching me from day one. I started
Patient watching.
watching from the shadows, lurking. And with my previous coaches, I just got burnt out. They would just drive me into the ground, and 2-3 weeks out, I'll always break down, ping a pec, ping a quad, something. And that happened for probably, I've only been in the sport for about 4 years. So
Really?
Yeah. So, how many comps have we done in total? 4 or 5?
One with me.
One with you, yeah. And that was the best one, yeah. By far. So I'd always break down with other coaches. And then G would always touch base. Hey, bro, how you traveling? But I never,
My boy.
just plant seeds.
Yeah.
And then after the last one, which was Pro Raw 10, I think it was.
Yeah, he did Pro 11 he did.
11, sorry.
It was a pro roll.
11. When I pinged my pec on the second bench attempt, we had a sit down a couple of months later, and we put it out on the table, and we're like, all right, let's do this. Yeah. And
Well done, G.
And he listened, which is the main part.
Yes.
well, I'm grateful to have someone like that in my corner.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
100%.
like, obviously there's his status in the game, but also as a friend. Like, we've known each other for over 20 years, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
scary.
Bro, you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a love story.
It is. It's a better love
You guys
story
having
than
an
mine.
anniversary at the 20-year mark?
Or we can celebrate once he hits his next marker, and then we'll celebrate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're 155 competitive weight.
I'll probably. I reckon we'll push closer to 160 this time around. It just depends how the body.
Depending on what happens with his food and what happens with his recovery, optimally speaking, I would want him between the 150 to 155. If that blows out a couple of kilos, it's going to happen because you're a super. Things change.
Yeah.
But as far as like him being completely optimal, he needs to fill out his leverages. He needs to fill out his arms and his legs, and that's going to take time. So we've set the goal for the next couple of years. That's the goal, and then in the interim, we need to obviously refine what we've got, and then we just got to chip away, add some tissue, chip away, learn more about his body, because you know as well as I do, as soon as you hit one comp or you go up a couple of kilos in muscle mass, things change, especially when you're a super, because leverages change, your recovery changes, stress changes. You need to be able to pivot and adapt. So that's essentially the 2-year plan for him. Somewhere between 160 something.
Are you setting body comp goals around that, like fat body percentages, or are you just mainly going off scales and visual, and then performance? Obviously.
Well, I would never want any of my lifters just to go too far. I'd love for him to be 160 kilos and 10% body fat.
Unreal. I would love to see
If I
that.
can get a vote on that, I'd like that.
I reckon we'll do 150.
150
and 15.
Yeah, somewhere between 15 and 20 would be optimal. I think from obviously also a nutritional perspective and a nutrient timing perspective, around the 15% would be optimal as well.
Yeah, 100%, and that's a goal that we've set.
Yeah.
Quietly. Yeah.
And you don't want to be too lean. You want that extra bit of fluid and mass around the
I think-
joints and just
yeah.
protection.
Yeah, I think 15% is perfect.
Fuck, 15.
I personally think I'm still one of the healthiest looking super heavyweights out there on the platform. Like, when you have a look
I
at
would
the
agree with that,
competition,
actually. Yeah.
And we've barely scratched the surface. Yeah.
What about most handsome? Where are we sitting on that yet?
That's like.
That's the you surprise.
that one there.
Do you have plans to take your coaching further?
A little bit further. I can only the difference is that I only know how to coach hands-on one way. I don't know how. Or look, I probably haven't developed the skill set to be able to branch out and do 150, 200 lifters like yourself. I don't think I could do that. 15 maximum, but the difference is I check in with my lifters every day. all day, every day. How's this going? How's your recovery? How's your macro? Everything over and over and over and over again to make sure that they're on track and they understand the expectations. So with Damir, it's a little bit different because, like you said, known him for 20 years, he understands, he knows my expectation. So I don't have to necessarily bother him. But with others, it's more taxing because it is every day. So.
But also you can tell too with me, like if I'm not adhering to something, you'd be like, and again, plain to see, hey dude, how's that nutrition going?
Yeah.
Hey, how's the walk going? Have you been doing it, taking your blood pressure in the mornings? And I'm like,
You know what the
I'm
most,
back on top of it.
you know what the most annoying one is when he like during our Zoom calls.
Oh yeah, come and look closer.
Yeah,
to the
come look.
screen.
Let me look at your eyes. Let me look at your
Yeah.
eyes. Oh, you look inflamed. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yes,
You
Dad.
can't hide. But it's also the things I think that I would say 90-95% of coaches don't look at.
Mm.
You need,
I'd agree.
if you're trying to make someone optimal, and that's the idea, we want to work in an optimal space. If you're trying to make someone optimal, you need to take into consideration those aspects. And if you're not, like the progression is hindered by that.
But I think, like, obviously doing a couple of comps under yourself and learning that process of, I wouldn't say I understand it to the degree that you do, but you can now pick up, or I now look at the micro in such an acute detail that I don't really need to look at the rest of the stuff. Like the macro is just like, oh my god, you're looking great today.
Yeah.
We ticked A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's keep going.
Yeah, and it's a process. It takes time. I just picked up another lifter who I'm really excited to get him ready for a 3 lifting. He hasn't competed in a 3 lift for a few years. Ex-bodybuilder and a very high-level bodybuilder as well, but has never, I wouldn't say slack, but he's never understood or applied himself or truly understood the value of micro and forcing progression that way as well, forcing optimal. So we will get the most out of him and we'll apply it to the rest of his training to obviously fulfill what his actual potential is.
The micro, like from having an understanding now and seeing the benefits myself,
Yeah.
why do you think it's not talked about enough? Do you think it's because it's not as sexy as seeing someone squat 400 all the time?
Probably, but I think that, like, particularly our industry, it takes a lot of effort, and in our industry,
Does it?
It does and it doesn't. I think if you're touching clients every day, don't take that the wrong way.
Yeah, you said that, and I was like, oh, we're going to have to edit this.
Very good one for that.
That's also one of the
You
reasons.
touch the hard bits, not the soft bits, and not the soft bits that turn into hard bits.
That's
You remember
also
that.
one of the main reasons why I decided to take Gawain.
I just think that, like, particularly our industry, it's so like low touch is what I would call it, and unless you're trying to create a niche around being a very, very good high level optimal coach, you need to be doing things like the micro, and it probably isn't. It's not business smart, I would say, in a way. I think it is business smart as far as your branding is concerned, but it's not business smart as far as probably your
Cash
time,
flow.
well, not necessarily cash flow, but your time management, because it's checking in every day. Imagine yourself trying to check in with 100 lifters every day.
That's why I stopped doing.
You can't do it.
But it's also repetitive. So once you see the same spreadsheet week in, week out as a lifter, you're going to just copy and paste after a while. It's exciting at the start when you're starting with a new coach and you're going to impress him and you're going to show that you're accountable and compliant. But after a while, it's just going to be like, and like you said, like a perfect example, you and I, you're like, you don't check in.
I don't need to check because I expect you to check.
Yeah.
And if with other lifters who I expect them to check, they'll, I'll check. I will still check on them once a week or whatever it is. If there's a problem with you, I'm going to be like, hey, what the fuck? Have we done this? Yes, no, cool. We need to do this. Carry on.
But at the end of the day, they're responsible for their own actions.
100%.
You give them the goals to try across the micros. I think a lot of those things, going back to what you said with the micros, it's not cool, but it's also time demanding. And you have to have the knowledge to be able to read a blood panel and make the right changes when it comes to nutrition or pulling back on supplementation. And they have to understand that. Like, there has to be a health phase. There's that too. No, it's easy to have a spreadsheet. What's your max bench, squat, deadlift? Punch the numbers in. Here's your percentages. Here's your numbers. Hit them. I'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Or not even. Some not even.
Yeah.
Look, all these training apps and things like that, they're great up until a point. What happens if you break down and you're not hitting your lifts? You're fucked now. You've paid whatever it was for X amount of time, and now you're fucked. You know?
But there's also that pressure. You're seeing that number next squat session. I have to hit this
have
for
to
this
hit
many
this.
reps. But you don't take into consideration that work's been fucked, your relationship's been fucked, you've missed 2 meals, your sleep score is down to 60s. Like, it's just a matter of time before you break down.
Mm.
Yeah, and then you're fucked.
My job is to make it sexy. That's my job.
You are sexy.
And thank you.
I was wondering who'd be the first to say it. Johnny's.
Johnny's my guy.
Yeah.
You know, from way back. So
But I think you nailed it. Like, it's not sexy for clients to do either.
yeah, but also like
But at the same time, it's like if you're telling me if someone came to me and said they want to go and be the best powerlifter from the world, and you lay out the plan and go, this is what needs to happen,
yeah.
but they don't follow it, then they
That's
don't
on
want
them.
that. They don't want that.
And that's look,
They don't
that's
want
okay.
it
And that's
bad- They
okay.
don't want it bad enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's okay. But like work with someone else.
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Well, I disagree. I don't think it's that they don't want it bad enough. I just think they like the idea of it, but they're not married to it because they
Yeah,
know
that's
how
right.
much
It's the
work it's
idea.
going to be. Yeah, they love the idea of it.
Yeah.
I remember one conversation that really resonates with me about that in particular, excuse me, is that I remember training really late at a Doherty's one night, and it was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was leaving, and it was literally just extra back work that I had to get in because Ed Cohn told me that my upper back was weak.
Yeah, when
You
it
done
comes,
it.
yeah,
So motherfucker gets it done.
yeah.
Right? So I'm there at 1 o'clock in the morning getting this work in, and I'm leaving. And who walks in is Jocelyn Arnowitz, probably the best pro bodybuilder Australia's ever had. I'm like, bro,
2 a.m.
the fuck are you doing? He's like, I'm getting ready for the Arnolds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
It's like, what are you doing?
what are you gonna do? He's like, yeah. I was literally like, what are you gonna do? He's going, I'm gonna get on the Stairmaster for an hour. I'm like, you're crazy. He's like, yes. I'm like, all right, cool. I like you. I like you. But the thing, and then the conversation evolved very, very quickly into like people not understanding what it takes to get to Josh. People want to look like Josh. People want to lift my numbers and things like that, but they don't understand the process and the failures that's occurred in that process, right? The conversation evolved to he was talking to a potential client for him because Josh is a coach as well, and it was this guy was, and you probably would have also all occurred this as well in this particular interaction. The client comes in, I want to do X, Y, Z. I want to compete at the state championships. Fantastic, cool. I'll do anything. Whatever you tell me to do, I'll do anything. All right, cool. You're gonna eat 5,000 calories. I'll do it. You're gonna drink 4 or 5 liters of water a day. I'll do it. You're gonna train your balls off till you feel that you can't go anymore. I will do it. I will take whatever drugs humanly possible. I will do it. Cool. You're gonna do that for 10 years? Oh, nah. It's a long time. Because that's what it fucking
12
takes.
weeks time.
Because that's what it takes. You know. So people need to understand that there's not to be wishy-washy, but there's a journey that's attached to that, and you need to suffer if you want to be. If you want to get the absolute most out of yourself.
Yeah, but nobody wants to suffer.
There's a trade-off.
And that's cool.
There's
That's
a
cool.
trade-off.
If you don't want to suffer, that's cool. Be mediocre. I'm cool with that.
I think people need to be okay with the fact that it's okay to not be squatting 455 kilos.
Yeah.
It's not okay. It is okay to not be Joshua Knight.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's completely fine. Like, we can still be best mates. We can still hang out.
100%. 100%. We'll drink whiskey and smoke cigars.
Yeah.
But as far as it's like my time to put into my preparation, it's my time, and I need to do this. Like just like you need to feed your family, I need to do this for me. So same sort of thing.
I really like that mentality as a coach. As a coach, and as an athlete. Like, we could all take something small away from that. But like, even if athletes started just tracking their sleep more,
Oh, 1,000,000%.
right? Like, fuck.
Huge change.
Yeah,
Because of the number.
it's
Yeah.
the number one.
Like,
The number one.
it's like, but they don't. But people won't do it. And like, again, that's not hard to do. What? This cost me $89.
Yeah. And I made you go get one. Like, bro, you need to go get it.
Yeah.
Go get it, and we'll track your sleep.
I remember,
All right.
I remember the
How did you
conversation.
take that conversation?
Well, he,
Come on.
no. He's like, oh, once you get a little bit of cash aside, I'm like, oh fuck, this thing's gonna cost me $1,000. So I'm like, so I walked into JB Hi-Fi.
Oh fuck.
I walked into JB Hi for something else. I'm like, Why the fuck did you tell me to put cash away? This is.
Well, I don't know your financial. I didn't know your financial.
Yeah, I was like, you do now.
Well, I do now, but like, you know, you've got to be.
You know my whole
respectful.
family.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people don't have 100
No,
bucks.
100%, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely concur. Wait, is that the right word? Concur?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that meant like the opposite.
you're good.
I disagree. Oh fuck! Sorry. Technical difficulties.
Did you unplug?
Yeah, I did unplug.
Your blood plug, what?
That was so quick.
It was so.
That's
quick.
what I heard. I just go off what I hear.
What are your other favourite metrics you like to touch on daily?
Well, I have my own micros, and it's obviously really dependent on the person, because as you could imagine, there are metrics which are specific to performance-enhancing drugs. But even if they were just to start with the real basic shit, what's your sleep score? What's your activity like? Are you hitting your nutrition? Are you drinking enough water? That's enough. Just start there. You will see the difference in how your body changes and how much greater you can promote progression as a result of that and get the most out of your body. And ultimately for us in particular, because we're all competitive lifters, hit PBs from week to week or fortnight to fortnight, and ultimately on the platform, which is where it's most important.
And it's something you can do without having been in the
Well,
gym
you don't
any
have
more
to-
time.
No, man, you do it just by default. Like when my routine is before I go to bed, is that I drink my magnesium shake, I take some ashwagandha for 100 milligrams, right? I go check my blood pressure, right? And then I scull 500 mils extra on top of that of water, and then I'm trying to be off my phone, and that's it.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Just little simple things.
Curtains.
Do you ever shut down? Like, do you shut it down a certain amount of time before bedtime?
I would love to say that I try to, but it just I can't. I need to be better, and that's me, my own fault, and I get that.
Also doesn't help when
That's what I
there's a
talk
time
about.
difference and Brando's messaging you at 9 p.m. It's 10 p.m. his time. It's like,
Do not disturb mood mode.
Fuck off.
the amount of times we've called and he's like napping or in bed and we're FaceTiming. It's like, it's
Hey,
a,
I'm squatting now. Cool.
That's what
Send it to me.
I like to talk to Michael. I call it shutdown protocol.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
let's have an hour before bed,
Nothing.
and then
Nothing.
just set up a bunch of things they need to do in that time for that hour.
Yeah.
You know, less light, no screens.
Yeah.
Read a book, do some meditation, do some breathing, have a cold shower before bed.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
And then that hour they already have too. Like,
Yeah,
we're
it's
just
just like you
using
don't
it
have
better.
it. It's stopping you from being on the phone, fluffing around, or watching TV or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck, right?
Get rid of that TikTok.
Oh, man, TikTok's addictive. But, yeah.
I was
It
on
needs
there
to
for
be
a
done.
hot minute though.
I don't have TikTok. I choose not to.
Well played, sir.
I was on it for. It was last prep we did,
Yeah.
and Lily made some sick video, and like I was going through some stuff, so it wasn't like my best. I headbutted the bar, and it was sick.
I saw that photo in our chat the other day. I was trying to find. I can't remember what I was trying to find. I found that photo.
It's so like. There's two parts to me when if I headbutt something and like I start bleeding a little bit, there's two sides of the field. It's Johnny going, "Fuck yeah, give me more,"
Or it's breakdown.
or it's like my doctor saying you need to stop doing that. Yeah.
Let's go, Johnny.
Yeah. I remember the first time it happened.
Team Johnny.
Yeah, hope to know about that.
Right, I sent him a photo and he's like, "Fuck yes, give me more."
Exactly.
I posted that like whatever video Lily made on my TikTok.
Right.
The amount of hate I got, I was like,
Really?
Really?
bro,
For headbutting the bar.
for headbutting the bar, and just like this cunt thinks he's so hard, and I was like, lol, little do you know that I was just crying in my
you
therapist
are.
session that I was soft as fuck. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It was just crazy, like the amount of hate, and then me being like 3 weeks out from prep, fucking gassed up and just ready to roll and going through some shit. I was just like, nah, fuck this, and just started DMing my address to all these people. Like, all right, come talk shit.
Wrong with you, child?
I know. I was ready.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I'm fucking you. Are you serious? Like, you have nothing better to do?
Your
All right, I'm
actual
going.
address?
The gym's address.
Really coming into my house.
Because no one's gonna fuck with you when there's like big
All the
cunts.
boys.
Yeah. Do you remember the TV show Fat Pizza?
Yeah.
Shit.
Do you remember when he's
Steve
like?
was in it.
It's his family business.
Do you remember the scene where he fights the Ronald McDonalds and all the Ronald McDonalds have it? That's what I imagine it'd be like. Also, hats off to that TV show. That was one of the best. Yeah. Anyway, my point is social media.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Yeah,
Toxic.
shut it down.
Toxic as fuck.
Well, you've got to be really comfortable with the fact that people are going to hate you for anything. Even if you're great, they're going to hate you. So the way I sort of convinced myself to think about it, because much like yourself, when I first started getting a lot of hate, was when I first started to get really good at this. So I began to realise, like, they hate me just because they wish they could do what I could do.
They hate me because there ain't me.
Yeah, and that's okay. And they've literally taken time out of their life to spit hate. That's really sad. Like, you're not going to get that time back.
But
sorry, bro.
How do you remember the first like bit of hate you got?
There's been a lot of hate, Brandon. No, I think.
Well, do you remember a specific instance or circumstance where someone did, like it was intentfully like to bring you down, and then it was at that point you recognise that they're a sad cunt?
I can remember probably the first time hate actually really, really affected me, and there was a lot of hate, but it wasn't powerlifting related. It was sports related. It was when media began to get wind of me going to Michigan and working out for football teams, and then there was, because we can't comprehend how important and how loved and a part of culture football is in the Midwest, right? There aren't words that I can communicate that can articulate it well enough to be like, this is like their life. You have everyone from a 4-year-old kid idolizing people up to a 90-year-old grandma that are idolizing the same people. It is everyone, right? And you are a god, right?
Damn.
As soon as people started getting wind of that, that I was going to go play for whatever team, there was just forum after forum after Reddit thread after thread after thread, but not just like one post. It was like 25 pages long of people going, "He's amazing, play for us," or "Fuck him, he should never do anything in life, he sucks." Right?
Really?
Yeah. Right? And then was it that?
Sorry, just to interrupt, but is that because the circle of the pond is so much bigger over there? Like, they've got fucking
Probably
millions of, like, close to 1 billion, isn't it? Over in the States?
300. I think the population is like 350 million.
And we have, what, 20, like a...
25,
Yeah.
28. Look, maybe,
It's a different level of
but it's a
passion
different
for sport,
level.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
It's like,
Those are generations of families.
Yeah.
And there is the local rich businessmen that sponsor and think that have
Everything.
influences and recruiting. And they'll pull funds if something doesn't go according. Like,
yeah.
do you watch All American? Do you guys watch All American on Stan?
No,
It's,
I don't have Stan.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know of it, but I haven't watched.
Yeah, so it's basically like the journey of this
Sorry, bro.
young dude that's from Crenshaw. He gets recruited by Beverly Hills.
Yeah, right.
So it's like night and day. And you see all the politics, you see the way they get treated differently from the Beverly Hills players, from his mates that he grew up with, and just goes on and on. So it depicts a little bit of that culture obsession around it, but also the politics, the obviously diversity between rich kid or poor kid going to a rich, yeah.
That was probably the word. That was the hardest and the most eye-opening for myself.
Yeah,
Did you find it hard to not let it get to you? When
At
you first-
back then, yeah, massively. But as soon as I kind of got there, and I got to meet the people that I met and be amongst it, it was a different ballgame. I was like, no, wait a minute, I can. I'm athletic enough to beat these guys. No, hang on, it's all good.
And because you in your 20s, yeah, in your mid 20s when you were there, yeah.
I guess that's what helped a lot with the shit that I got with powerlifting, because it's just like lol.
It's
some,
like...
some pleb in his fucking some 21-year-old kid in Canada with, natural bodybuilder in his fucking bio, bro. I couldn't give a thank you. In fact, the worst part is like, because of all those experiences and growing up the way that I grew up, like, I talk a lot more shit than I do. I'm better at talking shit than I am at competing and lifting. So
This is true.
So, lol, you made a fucking mistake. So anytime there's like bad shit banter, I'm like, excellent. Let's go today.
Now we're playing my
Now
sport.
we're in, right? So it's just funny.
That's insane. What an experience at mid-20s, eh?
25.
Yeah, unreal. Fuck, going to the States to play and will try to play NFL.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine anyone else doing that.
There'll definitely be others.
There'd be others.
NRL guys. they're
Yeah,
probably
that
older.
young kid from South Sydney got picked up. He got knocked back from South Sydney Rabbitohs, and now he's making bank.
Philly with a tackle, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and he's amazing, and he had to obviously struggle in order to get there as well. It just, league wasn't his sport, and he's making 10 times the amount of money now, right?
Yeah, fuck, bro. Australian sport seems to be so far behind in terms of everything, in terms of performance.
You look at the athleticism.
Like our NRL stars, they're athletic, but as you said, you look at NBA stars, they're jacked now, man. They are fucking jacked.
But they jump out of the building, bro.
It's unreal. Did you try water all this?
It's okay. It's in the mouth, yeah?
That goes in here.
I just feel like strength sports as Olympic weightlifting out of the Olympics now. That's just dumb, in my opinion. And I think
It's no longer Olympic lifting anymore.
what
It's throwy catchy lifting.
That's what I'll be doing this afternoon. Throwing catchy lifting.
where do but I just don't think like talking about how Australia's behind and just on a global scale. It's just like people still don't appreciate strength sports the way. I know we're in it, so we really appreciate it, but I don't think the dedication it takes or the work or tracking shit like micro is appreciated at the level that we look at NRL stars. And they get paid a fair amount, but
We look at LeBron, who spends $1.5 million a year on his recovery alone.
Even though the club provides all those services
Yeah,
in-house, he will go out of the way and resource his phone.
That's why he's
Find his own
36 and still
36 or 30, he's getting up there,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, 20.
insane.
And he's putting up numbers like he was 20 years ago. Yeah. It's
It's
crazy.
like- that's the culture over there.
Give me goosebumps, bro. Look at this.
Shit.
Basketball was my first love. That's the thing.
I thought G was your
Because
first
who
love.
dreams?
G was my first affair with basketball.
The culture in the States is just crazy because they will spend 1.5 million on recovery like LeBron. And I'm going to reference back to NRL because that's the sport
Flat
I
out
know.
hopping on a fucking foam
Right.
roller.
Well, yeah, fucking. There was a big article about how Tom Trbojevic from Manly Sea Eagles decided to stop drinking for the season and then tore up the fucking NRL. And became, won the Dally M Best Player Award. And it's like,
Who would have thought?
yeah, it's like,
Just not going to drink for pre-season. It's be alright.
sorry,
It's
But like-
6 weeks. Fuck.
yeah,
I'm gonna live.
I've really accomplished something in my life.
it's just insane. Like that to me seems like a no-brainer.
Look, it starts with our culture, and I can definitely relate to the culture from a coaching perspective in the US. It's night and day different. When I was coaching in the US, you're coaching from six years old all the way up to professional athletes. Like at 6 years old, you're taught how to run, you're taught how to lift weights, you're taught how to jump, you're taught to extra camp opportunities to be better at your skilled sports, and parents invest in them, in their children, to be able to go do that. When here do you sort of see that sort of stuff? It's very, very minute compared to that.
Even at professional level, I don't think strength and conditioning is a priority for these clubs.
Running is a priority. They think that
And
I
skill
need to
work.
know how to run. Cool. That doesn't make you a better football player, but a basketball player. Learn how to shoot the basketball better, and be stronger as a result of that, because that's what's going to separate you from the next guy.
Go lift weights for 2.5 hours and then go put up 200 shots.
Right.
Because that's what it's going to feel like.
That's what it
in
takes
the
in the
last
season.
2 minutes in the fourth quarter in a playoff game, game 7, right?
I love how passionate you're getting right now. I'm fucking feeling it, eh?
But
Let's go.
at the same time, the clubs that do look for strength and conditioning coaches, they're paying peanuts, man. It's going to be someone that's just finished
An
White
science
House
degree,
science, and they're going to offer minimum wage. You'll be lucky to get $35,000 a year, and you'll be expected to be there 7 days a week.
That's what I think globally, especially in the Western culture, I would say, we don't appreciate strength. And the value of strength and the value of S&C coaching. Well, I guess that Western doesn't make sense if you're in the States, but I look at like the European countries that throughout the course I created last year, I'd researched a lot of like the back end history of S&C, and then after World War One, Russia and the countries surrounding pumped money into strength and conditioning, pumped money into researching how can we get our soldiers stronger.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, at the Olympic Games, Russia wins all the fucking. Obviously, they're probably also supplementing, but good on them.
Well researched.
I'm still pro subs. I still want to see an Olympics where they're all gassed up. Just saying.
Me too.
The juicy Olympics.
Well, you've been watching them for the last 40 years.
But like,
You've seen them all, you just didn't know.
I want to see like, let's get Usain Bolt, bring him back, put some stuff in him, and let's see how fast he could really go.
Have you seen that clip of Ben Johnson talking about performance enhancing drugs?
No.
I'm going to butcher it, but he was a part of a board where they were interviewing him and a couple of other doctors and coaches and things like that. And he was like, "Listen, you know how much gear I took when I was running? I took 5 milligrams of stanozol, and I ran sub 10, and I was the Olympic fucking champion. If I was taking what they were taking right now, forget about it. Right? Like, calm the fuck down." You know,
Mad.
what? That
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Let's go.
Scalable. It's true.
Holy shit.
You know, so
5 mega stand.
yeah, no. Would you even feel that?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you'd feel that. Just for legal reasons, I don't know what that feels like.
For legal reasons, I do know what that is. If I'm going down,
I'm taking you.
yeah, fucking
You're going down juicy.
yeah. It's just like anything though. Like pick your poison. Yeah. You die by the sword you choose, and I chose this one, and I'm not gonna run away from it. I think that's what really annoys me about the powerlifting industry is people are like, I'm nutty. Shut up, cunt.
But that's a trade-off. If you want to become the best at something, you got to commit. You got to literally commit your life to it, and there's going to be a downside where there will be health risks. You will shorten your lifespan, especially in the strength game. At 150 kilos, I know that I'm not going to live to an average life expectancy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to live to 90. If I get to 85, 86, fuck yeah.
Yeah, mad.
Right? Because everything is bigger, everything works harder, especially the heart.
See, by that stage,
Robot
medical technology will advance. You'll be living to
We're
150.
bionic.
Yeah.
But we literally had this conversation the other day. It started off as a joke. Like,
No, you're right.
if you were to, what was the question that I asked you? If you were to be Mr. Olympia and live to the age of 50,
Right. I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't remember this conversation. I'm trying to support my boy right now by lying. I don't remember this.
okay.
I don't remember a lot of things. Hey, was it valuable to you? Yes, it
It was
was.
something along the lines of, would you want to live to like 100 being average, or would you become
Man, I want to die with stories in the
become
box.
Mr. Olympia and die at the age of 50 but be the fucking best there ever was?
Well,
Would you sacrifice basically 40, 50 years of your life to be the best there can be in that particular field?
I reckon you ask any of them, they'll say yes.
Fucking oath.
I want
We said
stories.
yes.
I want to die with stories. Like, I don't want to live like just an average life and be like, oh, I got to 100 and I saw this happen. I did
You want to leave a legacy behind.
100%.
You want to sit there at 99 years old looking at your watch waiting to die as an average person. Because a lot of those people do, man.
You say you want to get to 90.
No,
You
you
don't
don't,
want-
you don't
sorry,
want
yeah,
to be
yeah.
that person
No,
sitting there going, come on, it's my time. Ready to go.
Any minute.
I've been ready to go for the last 20 years. Like me.
This death must be Croatian. Making me wait.
Oh, you guys are like the most unlikely 3 friends ever.
We said we're friends.
Tricky. You made me plane, right?
On the plane ride into Australia, yeah.
Customs. We escaped together at customs.
Yeah, that's what Danya.
We did. Just go on.
Our podcast is taken down as like evidence in your husband's case.
Australian Border Police investigation.
And they just look at us like, oh, don't worry, you're fine. You're not that big.
You boys think you'll still be pushing weights when you're 90 if you make it?
I think so.
If I'm still alive by 90, which highly likely I'm not, but I would still definitely be lifting. 100. If I physically could, 1,000,000% I would be.
You have to.
You boys know Terence Titus? I know G does.
Yeah, Terence is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to. Do you know Terence?
I know the name.
You did that Dedicon just gone to.
Yeah, I know. I saw the video.
300
Bro.
beltless at 66 years
And
old.
like completely
I would have seen that video.
skin
yeah.
the cat pull like whoa, bro. I've seen him try to pull. Did you say 360? 300
at
But
66.
I've seen him try to attempt like 340, 350. It might have been in his suit.
Probably suit days.
He
back
did.
in the day.
He did 330. Was it at Queen Street?
Probably.
Fuck, I forgot to try to find a way to go see Terence.
I'll give you his number.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was like,
He'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
what do you mean? Just do you want to get him on the
Give him the
podcast?
number
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
Right
yeah.
now, live on the show.
Oh, hey
Insane.
man.
Terence is the best, man.
He's a bit lighter at the moment too.
Yeah, he's still amazing shape.
Yeah, 110ish, 115.
Bro, his
Something
back
like that.
is unreal.
Yeah.
He's just monster. And he still trains on a squat bar for his daddies
In his garage.
in his garage from pulling 285 for trips from a deficit
On a squat.
on a squat bar.
Grip.
Yeah.
Fucking
Caro, he's a Caro as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like old school,
Yeah.
He'll be
old
he'll be
school,
real cool to chat to.
punch you in the chest to adjust your ribs.
Punch in the chest to adjust your fever.
But you feel good afterwards though.
I bet you don't feel your leg anymore. Yes, but now about my broken sternum.
It's called the pain relocation method.
Also, you're booked in for next week.
Have you had him on the show?
Yeah,
Yeah. Way back.
he's a legend. He's just so suave. You got that Trinidad laid back, like
Chill.
yeah, bro.
Damn, you were so cool.
Yeah. He's still, even at the Dedicon we were talking, it was just like, he walks up to the bar, has a little chat to it, tells it how it's going to be,
I can imagine.
gives him a little...
Hey, baby. I'm going to pick you up and put you
Hey,
back
he walks
down.
around, does a couple of these ones.
He does.
And then he's a couple up here.
It looks to
And then he
God.
comes in.
It's a little Hulk Hogan, isn't it?
Every time. And the worst bit is you got wrangling because he's so social.
Yeah.
So look, he'll be out the back. You'll see you, and he's just chatting to you, and
Yeah.
I'm fucking running the show, so I kind of got I keep an idea on when he's in the things. I know I got to find him because otherwise you'll miss it. You're 3 out, and you're like, Titus, yo, Jerry. I said, dude, you got to lift. You're up. Oh, me now? Okay, let's go. And then he gets caught up to the next guy, and you're like, Terry, you're in the fucking comp, mate. Let's go.
Love this guy already.
He's the best, bro.
He's the best, man.
And then casually pulls 366.
What did he?
Oh, man.
What was that? He did Capo States a couple years ago, and he was opening on. No, it was this year. He was opening at like 200.
He went 200, 300, did he?
He went.
What?
No.
I
He
wouldn't
went
put that
I
more.
wouldn't put that past him.
He went a little bit more, but he warmed up to 145 at the back.
Yeah.
And he said his shoulder felt shit, so he called his warm ups
Yeah.
and then jumped 60 kilos to his opener,
Okay.
205, got it, and then went like 245.
Lol.
It's just, I was like, that's just so you, Terrence.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so
I'll never forget. Were you at 2010 Capo Nights?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually. I just remember Terrence that entire time just hanging out, loading weights, fucking around with banners and talking to everyone. Hey, you guys are great. You know, Mike is your coach. This sort of stuff. I'm just like, this guy's the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
And he's jacked as well.
He's just maintained that level of jackiness. Like, even when he
Who would
had...
have thought training your balls off real hard for like probably 900 years? You fucking keep the muscle that you've got.
Yeah, but like, even when he had surgery, for like personal reasons, like, he just couldn't train, and he was still jacked.
Yeah.
Every time you go to like treat him, you get real scared because he's got the big fuck off hands,
Yeah.
and he like just grabs
Fucking
him.
meat hooks.
Right. It's just insane.
We're gonna adjust your hips today.
What a just
Hey, baby. I'm gonna adjust your hips today.
No, you know what I love about his clinic? I think Johnny, you would know when he plays Christian rock in there, and then he starts coming. He comes out and starts jigging with it, and you're like, "That's fucking mad."
I'm so afraid right now.
If I am not at 66 years old, pulling 300, I fucked up in my life. Just shoot me, pull me back.
Sounds a bit like Sean Boystock.
Bostock is insane as well.
Yeah, he's dropped a bit of weight. Hey,
Yeah.
he looks good.
Another one, like, focused on his sleep, focused on his recovery, and then look what fucking happened to him. CPAP.
Yeah.
Because he benched big.
I'm pretty sure he benched high 300s. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
363 and a half, I want to say.
My man with the
And-
records.
Old mate in the rubber shirt took 365.
Has he
Little
board
wrist.
pressed? I'm sure he's board pressed like 400, 410.
And
or
then
something like that.
currently he looks like he's got one of those rubber shirts on and he board pressed 400 recently.
That's obscene.
Bostock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bostock.
Holy.
Because he lost his all-time bench
He'll
record.
go get it back.
Yeah.
Go get that
Yeah, for
son.
sure.
Go get that son.
Fuck yeah.
That's
I mean, now
insane.
you got those crazy rubber shirts. Who knows what people will bench?
I want to get
fuck.
treated by Bostock just
No, you
because.
Bostock.
Bostock. Is it Bostock?
Bostock.
Okay, right. Okay, Bostock. I'm so sorry for fucking your name.
I'm gonna go book you a treatment with Bostock now.
Is it
I want
bad?
to sit in the room.
Yeah, I want to sit there because
Yeah.
you'll be feeling for 2 weeks.
I've had clients go and see him. That like my clients in Melbourne. They're like, I'm sore,
Yeah.
but I feel great.
Yeah.
He's good. There's zero sympathy. We're like, you like that big boy. Oh, yeah. That's tender there, isn't it? I feel like
We got the
right.
spot. We got
That's the spot. Yeah, juicy.
it. How's your bench? How's your bench going?
Terrible.
Still terrible, Sean. Can we not talk about this? I told you, you fucking idiot. Come on, bro.
That's amazing.
It's literally what it sounds like. To bro.
Nice drills, though. That's good. See how the big Brando's training looking, bro? From a
not
coach
bad for-
athlete
not bad for a
perspective.
Not bad for a cripple. But hey, how great did you do the last time? First, like, how many comp preps did we do?
We've
together?
done two,
Two.
and the first one we did in sleeves.
Right, and it was, what did we do in sleeves?
235, 240,
Yeah.
which was I've never done a training run in just sleeves.
Yeah.
Decent sleeves.
What was your total?
6. I went 272, 150, and 240. So whatever that is
In wraps.
in sleeves. Or my previous best total
Correct.
in wraps. Previous best total was 7.5,
Right.
and then we did 640, 650 ish
Yeah.
in sleeves,
Yeah.
and then we went 700 in wraps.
That's right. Yeah. Right. And just, we didn't really do a whole lot different. It was just tracking your macros, adjusting. We took the time to just adjust your squat, which you took it upon yourself as well, which is fantastic.
Yes, because I remember seeing Pegler. I was like, just before we started, I was
Yeah.
like, "What's wrong with my squat?" And then he picked out my glutes,
Yeah.
and then going into our block,
Yeah.
we changed, I think, some positioning stuff,
Yeah.
and it, man, hummed.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. I still need to fix. We'll take the time tomorrow to bench.
I was going to bench today.
Okay, well, I'll help you today. I'll show you some
Yeah,
differences.
tomorrow won't be good.
Okay.
I'll be too stressed.
Okay.
Oh,
We get to worry about it.
bro, this COVID shit can fuck right off.
But even you even
So
hit
welcome
deadlift
to
PBs.
Victoria for the last
Yeah.
years.
So,
Welcome to
Trust-
Victoria for the
You're
last
not even
years.
close to how fucked it is.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Look, I don't have PTSD.
but you know, we PR'd my best deadlift set was 280, but it hadn't moved in years, and then we pulled 275 that last meet, and like technically wise, it's the best they've ever looked,
Yeah. And you squatted a PB, right?
and scored a massive PR.
Yeah.
He came up, he's like after my squat, he's like, "Oh yeah, that's good equal PR." I was like, "Cunt, that was a 12.5 kilo PR."
My bad. I'm terrible at remembering
Wow.
numbers. Like PRs, I'm always like, what's your best for this again? I'll ask every lifter.
No, I do that on the day though.
Oh, no.
I do it like I'm like they'll get off their second. I'm like, what's your best lift? They're like, it was 20 kilos ago.
My bad.
Oh,
My bad, son.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, because then they're
Oh,
like,
I mean, you're sick.
yeah.
See?
because they're like, why aren't you as pumped as me? I'm like, oh, I just thought that was normal. Like that, I thought you could do that.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
it's weird though as a coach. Like we put these big numbers on there, and then like they get really excited. They're like, why aren't you? I'm like, oh, I just thought you could do that. Like I knew you could do
Yeah.
that.
Well,
So,
like, it's like your bench press. When I picture numbers for your bench press,
Yeah.
you're like, hey, that's a big jump. I'm like,
yeah.
I can do it. But you had a bung shoulder, and I was like, no, we're good. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Just fucking push it.
Still got 2
Yeah.
torn labrums.
You're good. Still hasn't fixed it.
Well, no, they won't. They're not going to operate. They just put cortisone in it,
Ah.
and then
Growth.
I wish, but I can't take it because of the tumor.
Oh,
Remember we had that? Yeah. But the left,
Risk it for the biscuit.
don't tempt me, baby.
Fixed labour, more tumour.
Bro, Nicola will be listening, going, I'm
Like
gonna.
a good shoulder and a bigger bench, right?
Every kilo total.
Nicola's listening
That's
to
not
this.
that what will make you total 800.
No, totally,
No.
totally not.
It will wait, but it'll help you sleep better.
Yeah.
We have one of those. It's still in my desk. It never made it back. It never traveled.
Johnny was like, stop this. Stop this right now.
It was for our casting couch.
See?
Yeah. So he's still scared.
He's still waiting for the key questions.
Don't worry, bro. Soon you have to take your clothes off, but that's okay.
You'll get paid for it.
Well, no, you
Very
won't. We will get paid. We will get paid.
I was talking to the boys.
What we call this is experience.
Yeah.
That's very
You
valuable.
and the experience.
This will go well towards your portfolio, future jobs,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
opportunities,
work experience.
collaborations with other
Actors, people.
actors, people,
Leverage when I
celebrities,
need something from you.
couch regions.
Blackmail. Need that free treatment, bro. Oh, I can't do it this week.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
Yes, you can.
I'll take 5:30 Monday.
Yes, you can. Hey, yes, you can, cowboy boots.
I reckon we hit him with all the 10 questions.
We go 1, 2, and 3, eh?
Yeah, so we'll go Z to start.
You said
No, it's too good, bro. It's too good.
It's not too good at all.
Z, G, D. How's that?
ZGG.
No,
So
it's
we'll ask-
alphabetical. Alphabetical.
Z,
Yeah,
D.
starting from Z.
No.
People in reverse.
So we'll go. We'll ask a question, and then you all got to give us your answer.
Okay.
Ready?
So we'll
set,
start
speed
with
round.
Damir.
Yes, yeah.
It's
So,
a speed
Z,
question.
Best cartoon you've ever watched?
They don't have cartoons in Macedonia.
They didn't. Nah. Was it Rocco's Modern Life?
Yeah.
What the hell is
Not
that? Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z for sure, bro.
Hey man.
Yeah, he
There
makes
we
good.
go.
Yeah.
Transformers as well.
Transformers was dope. I just rewatched all those movies.
Ninja
Samurai
Turtles.
Pizza Cats.
Which one?
Samurai Pizza Cats.
Smurfs.
Oh, wow.
Smurfs.
Yeah.
Yes, Smurfs.
I still reckon.
Care Bears.
Okay, you made this weird.
Z, what makes you feel accomplished?
What makes me feel accomplished? When clients, when clients walk out pain free or know how to manage their pain, which I had a really good case on Tuesday. If that's what you say,
Yeah.
if that's what you asked, I had a really good case on Tuesday. That was
Ticking
that made
boxes
me feel.
on my micro.
Bro, you took my answer.
Suck a dick.
Accumulation of day-to-day wins
Thank
to
you.
create a big overall
See,
goal.
I'm good,
success,
good
life.
influencer. Next question. Need to win this as well.
What's on the 22 bucket list?
I've got a few. Get a few competitions under my belt again this year.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw a lifty comp.
Yeah. Throwing lifty comp. So yeah, there's a few, and there's goals in those competitions that I want to achieve.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get my financial company to $50 million worth of footings. Release the next stage of Proper Strong and get to 15 lifters competitively.
900 plus total. Continue my HD quality at university and chiropractic, and just keep ticking boxes, baby.
What do you think about when you're by
Brandon.
yourself?
Oh.
You all
Still
answered
Brandon.
Brandon.
I'm myself.
Well, I don't know.
That's actually interesting
That's a-
questions, because
yeah.
now you think back to what you think about yourself and you can't think.
or you go, oh fuck, I can't say that.
What do I think about when I'm by myself?
I can tell you what you think about.
I can tell you what you think about.
Well, there you go.
Okay, how about for this question? You all answer for each other. So G, you answer for D. D answers for Z. Z answers for
Oh, he's
G.
gonna get so offended.
Alright, so what does Z think about D?
Z literally thinks about D.
Oh, dear.
That looks so fucked on camera. You were just like,
That's your cover photo. That's your cover video.
What he thinks about?
Just set the scene for it.
Set the mood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he thinks about procrastinating on content creation.
That's a nice way of putting it about it. Thank
and
you.
what does G think about?
The micros.
He does. And G, what does D think about?
D thinks about his clients. What he's going to do.
That was really nice. Yeah. That was beautiful.
Thank you for not being mean.
Yeah.
There's definitely other things.
Last thing you watched on YouTube.
I'll await my $50.
What I really want to say to this.
Last thing, what's right?
Last thing watched on YouTube. Not RedTube, boys. YouTube.
Is RedTube still around?
Hell yeah. That's those Tube 8.
Last thing I watched on YouTube was this guy plays game Markiplier. Markiplier?
What?
Markiplier. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is that a video game?
Oh, yeah, this guy was playing a video game. Inception. No. Inscription.
G, what did you...
Conscription?
No. Fuck.
I was listening to another podcast whilst I was eating my last meal before we left here.
Which podcast?
It's a bodybuilding related podcast.
Oh, nice.
I was watching Stuart McGill talk about lumbar instability and lower back injuries.
The cricketer?
As he's showing his
I'm so glad only Johnny got that. I can always depend on Johnny.
What song makes you happy?
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, I've got so many.
This one I'm
So
probably...
we're allowed to
Remember
cheat?
the
We're allowed to
emotion
cheat?
is happy.
We're allowed to cheat, okay.
Yeah, you can cheat. What makes you happy? Oh, here we go.
Is that the song you're going to play for us? Do we just play the song?
I'm going to play the song.
Yeah, you can give us a-
Will you
give
get
us a
taken off
version.
YouTube if you play this?
I don't know.
This
Fuck you,
this
makes me
fucking
happy.
YouTube. This is my jam right now, and I'm proud of it.
There we go.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Wait for it. It's the remix.
Yeah. Bit of speed and
A
genuine.
little bit of toxic.
Brittany, now that's what's up.
Okay.
I've seen Johnny squat, I think, over 500 pounds to fucking Britney Spears.
It's lovely.
Delightful.
Brittany.
Are you going to play your song or should I play mine?
Here you go.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, but
That's my jab tune.
when,
Yeah.
when Lily Riley squats 500 pounds to this,
I've got
ev-
goosebumps.
everyone-
Shit, I'm not even kidding. I just started sweating.
Why are you
And I don't even care because I feel like a
Do you
woman.
need to eat?
Menopause
Got
woman.
hypo?
But she's not.
I'm not sure. I don't have one, to be honest, at the moment.
I'll make you one.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, bro. What was the last thing you listened to?
Yeah. I think The Pursuit of Happiness.
Is that a song?
The Kikuta one was like,
Yeah.
I used to go drifting to that song in high
There
school.
you go.
It
That's a song.
was, yeah.
There we go.
We thought we were so cool.
I thought I liked this one. This one's good.
That's nice.
And Black and Yellow. You remember
Yeah.
this? Every time I hear that, I remember my mate nearly flipped his car. And I'm like, this is PTSD.
Is that the song from Project X when they started the party?
I haven't
No?
seen that, no.
Okay.
Anywho.
You not seen Project X? The
What
Hex?
hobby would you like to try?
Golf.
Lovely.
Mm.
Skeet shooting.
Oh, yeah.
What was that one, sir?
Skeet shooting.
Yeah.
I'd say golf too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friends are old.
And I will eventually play golf. I think
I was about to say that.
Some young ones.
I think golf is part of like just
A life progression.
yeah. A lot of my clients play golf, and they're always like, "You should get into golf." And I'm like, "Once I get past 40, no."
Yeah,
I still got time.
Johnny's got a pair of clubs away for his birthday.
What's your neighbours like? My neighbours? They're lovely.
Lovely, nice.
Yeah.
My neighbours are old folk, so like, it's good. They keep it quiet.
That's good.
My neighbours are good. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Favourite board game?
Favourite board game? I'll say probably Monopoly.
Lovely.
Chess.
I haven't played board games in a while.
That's the first thing that popped
Monopoly's
into
probably the only one I know.
Yeah.
What's the one with the
Guess
cards?
who? Guess who? Uno?
No, what's the one with the
That's not
cards?
board.
That drinking game with the cards, where
Beer
like,
pong.
Nah, like I don't. And there's like sadistic.
yeah, and like you,
Cards Against Humanity.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That's probably the latest game that I've played.
That was adorable.
Thank you.
Where was your first ever date?
I was like at the Frankston Cinemas.
Yeah. There we go.
Shit.
She, assuming she would have been lovely.
Yeah, I think so. I was too scared to talk. My mum had to drive me.
Wait, could you drive?
No, I was like 16,
okay,
man.
yeah,
I was like 15.
Sorry, I thought you meant like you were so.
First ever.
Yeah.
Can you remember that far back?
I can. It was at the Jam Factory on Chapel Street.
I rode in on a dinosaur.
TGI Fridays.
Oh, this guy's balling.
into movies.
Nice.
Chicken Alfredo.
Oh,
Oh, you yeah.
the boom boom after that must have been.
I don't have digestive issues. When I
Is
was
that,
healthy and balling around
Yeah,
at
exactly
105
right.
kilos and dunking of 2 feet. Anyway, it's all. I miss those times.
Starbucks. Starbucks to Crown.
Oh,
Towers.
No.
is that the question?
That's it.
Oh, that's 10.
That's good.
I thought you were saying Kinnons for your first.
No, that's where I work later.
That's so true, actually. That was
It's
awesome.
probably one of the most entertaining podcasts.
Thank you.
Definitely the best one this year.
This is also just our first podcast of the year as well.
We got the joke. We got the joke.
Well, I wasn't sure if anyone was like, you know, they've probably done a couple by this stage. No.
It's only 2 weeks in.
Yeah. Anywho. But thanks for making the time to come on. Z and D, thank you very much. Obviously, you guys had no preparation because someone forgot to tell you. And
Yeah.
In my defense, I knew about it and I still didn't prepare.
Neither did we.
Hell no.
yeah, people ask us, like, is there a lot of prep that goes this? No.
So you gotta plug the computer in.
Yeah, get the lights right.
That's the hardest part.
Sanitize the couch.
The hardest part.
You dropped your butt plug once only this time.
I was very proud. I was very proud. But we will
That's
put...
it.
Yeah, that's it. We'll put up all your contacts and where people can find you in the show notes on the gram.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll hopefully get you back on next time, or if we're in Melbourne.
When we're in Melbourne.
When we're in Melbourne.
Pro Raw?
Yeah,
Oh,
baby.
Pro Raw, yeah.
Come on, Pro Raw?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you allowed back in Melbourne?
As in to Pro Raw? Or...
Correct.
Yeah. Bro, me and Marcus are friends now. He even liked my message the other day on the Facebook. Like, love heart emoji.
Pretty sure that's just default like.
No. Like, no, bro. He usually does the thumbs up, but now he's like, here's a like as well.
You sure that's
Oh,
not?
shit.
You sure that's not regression?
I'm gonna claim that we boys.
We're boys. Yeah. Okay.
Until this one.
Yeah, until we like yell at each other.
Yeah.
Again.
Exactly. Fucking Brandon.
Well, thank you for letting us crash your epic weekend too.
No, you're
Having
most welcome.
unannounced. See you like. So fun.
You're still so scared. We're wrapping up.
This guy's so awkward in front of the camera.
Just embrace it, bro.
I am.
Just
Any last words?
grab the mic, caress.
Any last words, anyone?
Come to Saturday and listen to me jargon on about crap.
by this stage, the podcast would have already been out and you would have missed Saturday.
Duh.
Help. But will there be a recording of the podcast? Of the